How's it going, Vandals? I'm Johnny, and welcome back to Graphic Vandalism. So yeah, it's new video time, and this is a very special video in my opinion. Back it and look at some of the best and most interesting self-published and crowdfunded comics I've personally had the privilege to read and review. I'm planning this to be the first of many videos of its kind, so if you have a comic you self-publish or crowdfund and would like your book to be in a video, get into contact with me and let's make that happen. But before we get into the video, I have a huge and extra special shout out for my friend Jake West from Comics Academy. He is 100% responsible for this video as he put me into contact with all of these books and their creators. And Jake's channel, Comics Academy, is, in my opinion, the most important comic channel on all of YouTube. His show, he co-hosts with Melissa White, Comics Creator Club, is pure fire. And I would like to ask you all to please consider contributing to his Patreon. I left a link to it and Jake's channel in the description, and it would mean the world to me if you supported him, as supporting him is supporting me. And with that, Vandals, let's just get into it. First up, we have Elcrito, written by Manny Shape with flashy action-packed art by Zeros, self-published by Prophesize Productions, and Elcrito is just mad grindhouse exploitation movie style fun about a bad to the bone ape soldier dropped into the Vietnam War's heart of darkness to bring down an exceptionally cruel warlord opium dealer. And I have to say, it's a total blast so far. I really love the main character L, and his noir style monologuing is just so on point for the look and feel they were going for in this book. And this is both these creators' first efforts, and I really think they should both be very proud. This comic rocks. Right on. And next up is Killtopia, written by Dave Cook with just super lush cyberpunk art by Craig Patton, published by BPH Comics. Now, where to even start with this wonderful, violent, and gory cyberpunk fan's dream come true? Well, first off, it hits all of its beats perfectly. It has an eclectic and varied cast of fun and warped characters, and its art design is just downright magnificent. The story for this one is all about Wreckers, a type of bounty hunter that takes out malfunctioning robots. But now the Wreckers will be hunting each other in a first ever competition of its kind to win a sentient AI. And let me just tell you, this book does not mess around and just jumps right into being hardcore and crazy with a very fun dark humor running through the whole book. There is a whole batch of new and incredible talent coming out of the UK underground right now, and Killtopia is proof we may be looking at a second UK invasion in comics in the near future. Cool, cool. Now, let's take a peek at the just fun as heck, wild and crazy God Puncher, written, drawn, and self-published by the one-of-a-kind mad genius Lane Lloyd. Reminding me of so many of my favorite cartoons, Lane has made God Puncher into a comic I am utterly excited for, and every time he drops some news for it, I'm just over the moon. His art style and creature designs are just so creative and mind-shattering, and the comic itself is just too fun to be so unknown. It's all about Tim Finley, the God Puncher, and his two magic talking arms having to brawl their way out of sticky situations since a price has been put on Tim's head, and all the strongest monsters are looking to be the one to put the God Puncher down, and I just love it. Mark my words, Lane is going to be a big name in comics in the future, and you really don't want to miss out on this comic, yo. Alright then, and now on to the amazing and immensely important Category Zero, written by Adim Kamel with vivid and terrifying art by the very incredible Ton Lima. The fourth issue of this will be live on Kickstarter in the near future, and you really need to keep an eye out for that and support it, as this book is a comic everybody should be reading, as it's a fictionalized look at very real problems in the United States right now, and I utterly love how blunt and boldly this book takes them on. It's all about how a thinly veiled, vague, and ambiguous threat of terror can make people treat others less than human and try to excuse throwing children into cages. Adim and Ton take what is a nightmare for some, and through the magic of science fiction, make it a story that applies to everyone, and I applaud them. I love this book. I beg you to buy this book, support this book, read this book. Ton and Adim are showing us all the true power of comics and fiction, and I love them for it. Okay then, now let's hop on over to Crescent City Monsters, written wonderfully by Newton Lilalavos, with some of the greatest art I've ever seen in a comic, indie or pro. I'm not kidding. This art is unreal good, by Giancarlo Bernal, published by Dream Fury Comics. And just wow, this comic is so good. I'm not kidding. And its second issue's campaign is still live on Kickstarter. And I really can't help but ask you all to back it up because I want to read it so badly. I just love moody, bluesy action horror where the main lead is a bluesman and a voodoo sorcerer. This comic just takes off running. And the first issue has probably one of the best cliffhangers I've ever seen. And that art, oh my goodness, that art. How is this an unknown crowdfunded comic? I really don't understand this world sometimes, but I really hope I can get enough of you hyped for this book that it can get picked up and ran by like Image, as it would be a perfect fit for all parties involved. On the real, check this book out, yo. Right on. And last but surely not least, let's look at Frank at Home on the Farm, written by Jordan Thomas with stark horrifying art by Clark Bent. Now, the second issue for this one's campaign just went live on Kickstarter, and man, am I so excited to read it. This book is a downright creepy and masterfully put together psychological horror set in and around and after World War I, about a soldier named Frank who returns home after the war to end all wars, and he finds it not the place that he left. As he tries to make sense of this dark mirror reality he seems to be in, he's haunted by traumatizing memories of war and shapes of beasts. Imagine a Ben Wheatley movie inspired by Jacob's Ladder, and you have an idea of what to expect from this book, as it's one of those wild and well put together UK comics I mentioned earlier, and I am just in awe. I utterly love this book. Check it out soon. Well, there you have, Vandals. That was Back It. I've left links to where you can find, support, and buy all the books in the description, and I really do hope you check them out. They're all so good. Please, if you have a self-published or crowdfunded comic and would like it to be in one of my videos, please contact me. But for now, until next time, I'm Johnny. This is Graphic Vandalism. Don't stop reading.